This lady might be out of her mind.
You think so?
She's crazy.
Oh, okay. Maybe I heard the wrong thing.
In high school, when the nerd came up to the girl in high school, she was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO executive and all that. And she like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out with the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible-ass decisions with grown-ass niggas preying on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go.
Yeah, I mean, this has to be one of the most insane statements that I've ever heard in my life. Like literally, like, just phrase it. Like, just think about it. She's essentially saying that, like, men who didn't get picked when they're in high school, and then the women that they liked who chose to mess around with whoever they like, they don't end up liking them now. So it's pretty much what that Mike Jones statement, back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot, you're all on me.
Yeah,
the one dish you last year.
Word?
Man, she was bugging for your number, kid.
You lying.
Remember back then, she ain't want you, now you hot there, I was on you.
Okay, so nobody's entitled to like you, first of all. That's one thing that goes. And the second thing is just for her trying to gaslight guys to pretty much say that, hey, well, if you don't like the girl that rejected you years ago when you're in school, then something's wrong with you. I don't like that, because first off, people's likes and who they're attracted to can change over time. So if I liked a girl in high school, if I liked a girl when I was 15 in high school, I might not like the same girl when I'm 25. I might not like the same girl when I'm 65. I might not like the same girl when I'm 35. People's taste in general changes. And then also on top of that, just speaking through common sense, most people who don't have kids are normally going to aim for another person who does not have kids. That's not to say that people who have kids, that there's anything wrong with you. You're just not going to be the first option in most people's cases. Like, that's normal. I don't think that's unnormal for someone to say, hey, I don't have a family, I want to start another family. I don't think that's unnormal. So for her to make it seem like, oh, like it's an insecurity, like, no, it's just normal.
So I don't know if we watched the same thing, and I'm not even joking, because I got the completely other side of the coin to this.
What?
I thought she was not gaslighting the men, but trying to, like, drop game on the women. So what I got from it was she was trying to explain to the women why the men that they're trying to go after now, who are successful, who they stiff-armed when they were younger, don't want them, and why they need to understand what the reason behind that is. Which the reason is for what you said. Most guys now that they're successful, they're not going to necessarily want to be with someone who has kids if they don't have kids. And it'd be the same vice versa. So what I thought was she was trying to say, okay, she was drawing the parallel from what I heard was many women are drawn. Okay, so many women when they're younger, right, are drawn to like these dark triad traits in men. And those dark triad traits aren't good for long-term partners. We understand that. So when they're younger, especially if they don't have a lot of guidance from society, as we see, or from their parents or from their social network, they tend to go with these guys with these traits. Maybe they get knocked up, and then that guy gets KO'd, or he goes to jail, or he just runs away somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so now,
where's he at?
I'm just saying. And now they're left with these kids. And then the guy, the Michael B's of the world, who maybe tried to get at them when they were younger, they were like, excuse me, you're a dork, go away. Now they're successful, and now that same woman comes for that guy and says, hey, big head, and he goes, stiff arms are back.
And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
So, and the woman on stage is like...
He does it, Dave Chappelle.
He's like, yeah. And the woman on stage is like, listen, you have to understand that, yes, sure, you were a victim at that time. You were preyed upon as a young person by a older man with those dark triad traits. And now that you're older and you realize that you want this successful man, he doesn't necessarily want you, and that's just because it's not necessarily a bad thing. That's not bad on him. That's what I got, but maybe I watched the wrong video.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the way that she phrased it as kind of like Revenge of the Nerds, and...
She said that?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a longer extended clip.
Okay, so maybe I missed it. Okay, I missed it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's personally how I took the situation. I mean, this is a story we've all heard a million times. Like, we did a previous video on something like this. It's called like Michael B. Jordan. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Essentially, where the same thing happened to Michael B. Jordan, how he was that kid that nobody was looking for, and then pretty much he hit it big, and then now everybody's all Michael B. Jordan, like, oh, you're the sexiest guy in the year, and he's like, I've been the same guy for forever. So I mean, it's your fault if you just didn't notice it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have to watch it back again. But the part that stuck out to me was that part. And I will say this too, because I know, in the comments you might think that I'm bashing women. I'm not. It's the same thing for men. If you're one of these guys that, you peak early, for example, I'm trying to think of the alternative to it. You peak early, so in high school you get all the bad girls that you want, but then let's say you're 40 now and you're not like that guy anymore, and you're still trying to go for that woman who has her life together and who's leveled up. Or no, maybe that woman that tried to get at you when you were younger, that you were like, nah, I'm good, I'm getting all these other chicks over here. Now she's glowed up and you want to go after her, and she's like, no, I'm good. Can't be mad at that. So the moral of the story is,
well, I mean, what I think is a little bit better of a comparison is pretty much if you're a guy and you skip the good girl and the good girl ends up getting married and then you're mad you can't end up finding any more good girls.
I like that, yeah.
Then, I mean, it's your fault because you passed a girl who was good and who wasn't out there trying to do the most.
Yeah,
so, I mean.
That's same thing.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. It's like guys pay the price too. I just think, unfortunately, I feel like there's more guys who experience them get more guys
Come on,
who like the girls aren't paying attention to, who are like good, opposed to like the other situation where
I mean, that's just, I'm not sure what that is. That's just
I mean, I just think that's just I think that's human nature. I mean, to be honest, it's like the cream of the crop is always going to have the top hit, and then after the cream of the top is going to be like everybody who's average, and then there's people who's below the average. So I would say like the guys that a lot of women probably aren't checking for are probably just in the middle range. They're not bad, they're not terrible, they're just not a lot of women's first pick when they're that young, because obviously they're attracted to, more things.
I was gonna say, when they're younger, they might be attracted to stuff like physicality more so, and like, the bad boy. And as they get older, they're looking for more of that financial security and stable security, which the other guys tend to have, and that's why it flips. But when it's for the guy side, a lot of times we're looking for.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm looking for beauty. I mean, honestly,
guys are always looking for beauty.
Yeah.
I don't think that ever changes. No. It's just that instead of like, I feel like for a lot of guys, it's like at first when you are looking for a woman, it's like 90% beauty and then 10% like personality.
That's crazy,
like you don't like, as long as your personality isn't terrible, I'll take it. I think that's how it is for most guys, right?
Like when they're younger, you mean?
Yeah, when they're younger. Yeah. And then I think as you get older, the beauty starts becoming, it's still important. I think most men put it like 70-60%, where they have to be because it's still relatively high.
It's really high. Yeah, it's relatively high.
It's still relatively high. It's just that you're looking at other factors too. You're looking at like, okay, is she a good mother? Is she consistent? Is she not completely out of her mind? Like there's just other things. And listen, girls go through the same thing too. At first they like, the
NBA, NBA player, the high school basketball player.
The NBA player is real though.
Well, I'm talking about, I'm talking about high school.
They go for a high school player, and then after a while they're like, all right, well, bro, you gotta have a job. You gotta have something. You can't be a mama's boy.
Right. So exactly. It's both sides.
Yeah.
So hey, let us know what you think of the video. Watch the video and let me know if you think you got what I got or not. If I'm tripping, or if you got what Sherm got. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could be tripping too, bro. Because I just saw that clip and I was like,
yeah, I don't know.
Sound like there's a whole lot of gaslighting going on.
Could be.
All right, guys. So decision makers, if you think she's right, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think she's wrong, she's shaming people, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, go pick the good apple.